Hello and welcome to episode 92 of Game Honey, your favorite irregular video game podcast on the internet. Welcome to our third take. Let's hope that my audio equipment
Fingers
does not
crossed.
crap out this time. We are back. Sorry to keep you waiting. What happened in the meantime? Well, for one, we went intercontinental again. Panda, our local correspondent, doing all the legwork.
'Tis I.
Back from the States.
Yes, the United States to be exact.
Yeah.
Oh,
My name is Polar, before you forget.
I could never forget you.
Panda,
Yes.
what have you been up to?
Yes, well, I was on holiday in the United States of America, in California to be exact, and I had a lovely time relaxing in quote-unquote winter in just a t-shirt, no pants, just a t-shirt. It's very warm.
It's a nice change
out
of
there.
pace from your usual residence.
Yes. Actually, today, or not just this month, it's been snowing like crazy where I live in Japan. So it's quite a change of scenery.
Yeah, it was actually snowing a bit in Osaka as well, so it's cold everywhere.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I went to California and had some video game related adventures as well. As you know, I am a big fan of League of Legends and Diablo and Overwatch and World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that's your jam. That's what you're known for.
My jam. It's not, but I do like video games, and through some friends we have in the States, we were invited to the Blizzard campus, the place where video game magic is made. And we got a tour.
Just not the kind of magic that you're into.
Well, it was very interesting. We got a tour of the facilities, and I had to sign an NDA. But
so naturally, this is the moment where you're gonna break all of your promises.
No,
and spill the beans.
The stuff that I won't go into detail because I did sign an NDA. But it was pretty nice to see all the
all
facilities
the
that have been
that they're working on that I can talk about.
Well, we got to go into some places where they were actually working on video games, but the people I was with were mostly interested in Overwatch. The guy who was giving us a tour worked on that team as well.
And you just wanted to know when StarCraft Ghost was coming out.
Yes, we actually did talk about StarCraft Ghost because all over the campus are like big banners and big pieces of art, big statues of Blizzard properties that they have used.
Hey, when's the new Mass Effect coming out, guys?
Blizzard
You guys really
properties
fucked
that
up on that last one, didn't you?
used like at E3, for example. And there was one of StarCraft Ghost, which it looked amazing from a distance, but that one up close
was actually a little grave.
was a little bit old.
A tomb.
Let's keep it at that. But yeah, no, there's amazing stuff that you can just look at. Giant figures and statues that are dotted all across the campus. They have their own Starbucks with special Blizzard
Waifu
drinks.
elixir.
It's quite neat. But yeah, the one area we went to was we went to the Overwatch area, but we weren't allowed to actually go in further than the entrance area. So we because they were working on new stuff, new skins and whatnot. So we couldn't actually go in there, unfortunately.
So what were you actually able to see some? You signed an NDA, but that only got you so far, apparently.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's I was allowed to take video in a lot of places as well, so I'm gonna
Okay, that's cool.
put out a little video of our visit as well at some point in the hopefully near future. Yeah, it was just really awesome to go to a video game studio. I've never been to a video game studio before, and it's just so big. It's just so big. The Blizzard campus is very fancy, and yeah. I'm lost for words. It was really cool to just.
I trust that you maintained your journalistic integrity and really got into the nitty gritty about loot boxes.
I saw Jeff Kaplan and I just went off on him about loot boxes. What is this? You will answer for your loot boxes. I did not see Jeff Kaplan, but yeah, no, it was really neat to experience that. And then the next day, we had another Blizzard-related day because we went to the Overwatch League. As you may know, Blizzard has been setting up the Overwatch League as a big esports event, and it's been going on since early January of this year. Still ongoing. And we went to one of the days that they were playing, and it was pretty impressive. I personally, I know a little bit about Overwatch, so I know the basics. But the plays that were actually going on were way too fast and complicated for me to really make anything out of it. But it was still just the setup, the whole decor and setup of the league were very impressive. It's they have I believe they've bought, not rented, but actually bought their own arena in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And yeah, you come in and it's a pretty big arena. You can see it on Twitch, obviously, live, or on it's probably on YouTube as well, so you can see it for yourself. But it seats quite a lot of people. It has huge screens that just kind of wrap around the stage. There's some stuff that you don't really see on the streams as well, like on above your head. There's a giant circle where you can kind of keep track with lights of who's capturing the point and how far along they are. It's really a feast for the eyes, even if you don't really understand what's going on. It's a lot of beautiful blinking lights.
Like the pretty lights.
It's the pretty lights, yes. Yeah, so that was it was very impressive. It felt very. There's definitely some issues with the league, and I think a lot of people have talked about those online. For example, the complete lack of women. There are some problems with some of the players that have been rude, shall we say, online. So it's definitely kind of still in its early phases, but for a first season, for a company like Blizzard taking a big financial risk on this. Yeah, well, it's a big investment.
With a player base, yeah, sure, but with a player base this big, I mean,
yes,
Activision Blizzard is hardly strapped for cash. So.
No, they are not. They are not strapped for cash. No, but still, it's still a big investment, and it's interesting to see it get off the ground. It's been very successful. It's every time the games are on, they're number one on Twitch by a big margin.
Country mile.
By a country mile. So
it's interesting to see how Blizzard is contributing to the sort of professionalization of competitive video gaming. I was wondering, would there be any game that you would be interested in from a personal perspective seeing played live? I think for me, like most games on a competitive level, I would hardly be able to follow. Like the closest thing I'd be able to get to actually comprehending what is going on is Smash Brothers, probably, which is pretty fun to watch. Is there anything you'd like to see?
Well, for me, I don't really know about watching competitive games. I can definitely see the appeal in it, but what I've recently sort of while I was in America and we were staying with friends, we also watched one or two because it was right around the time that the Awesome Games Done Quick event was going on, and we watched a guy play through Bloodborne in like 40 minutes or something. I don't remember how long it was exactly, but that's just, for me, that's really interesting to watch, more so than competitive esports, because it's it's such a skill, and it's a different type of skill from competitive gaming, and I can definitely see the appeal in both of them, but for me, I think it's a little bit more interesting to watch something like a speed run of a game that I know. Because you kind of get more what they're doing or how difficult something is. Whereas with competitive gaming, even if you know the game, the opponents are always different, I guess. I don't know if you know what I'm saying.
Kind of. I guess competitive gaming would probably... It's easier to understand something like what a game's done quick or a speed run because you are familiar with that particular game, and you only have to follow one player. Whereas with Overwatch, of course, keeping track of all the different players on a map is a little bit more complicated. And when I look at something like Street Fighter, I can pull off a Hadouken, a Shoryuken, but that's pretty much it. So when people really start getting into the competitive stuff and something amazing happens, oftentimes I will not really understand what is amazing about it. So I think the threshold is a little bit higher than when you're watching a speed run. Yeah. But yeah, it would be cool. I think it would be cool to attend an event with some friends like you did.
It was
have it be like a sports event. That's interesting. I haven't had that opportunity yet, but
no, it was very interesting to even, like I said, even if I'm not very familiar with the game itself, to just see this whole new sporting event kind of grow out into a new big thing, and being there as is just starting to do that. That's pretty interesting. So,
definitely.
That was fun.
If there's nothing else about your trip to the States, I want to talk about some other big things.
Please.
Namely, Monster Hunter World.
Yes.
Which has been released, and I didn't play it, but I'm kind of on the fence. You did play it.
Yes.
What do you think?
I'm not that far in yet. I've streamed it twice now. And like I said, it's like I said with the beta, it feels way more immersive. It's beautiful looking. It's more accessible for new players. So if you've ever been kind of on the fence about wanting to play a Monster Hunter game, but you were seemed like a daunting jump to make, I think this is the perfect time to give it a try.
Okay. What I'm curious to know is the game still basically just focused on building up your character, making your character stronger, and just gathering that fat loot?
Well, yeah. If if you boil down Monster Hunter to its very core, it is just getting better loot. And I don't think
the story isn't really that involved in this.
There is actually a bit of a story this time around, but it's not super deep or anything. But there's a couple of cutscenes in the beginning, more than I thought there would be, actually. But yeah, no, the main thing is still going on hunts, and I think that the key to enjoying yourself more with Monster Hunter is probably the playing with other people.
Yeah,
I think it can be a lot of fun to play on your own because the world is more immersive now as well. So more stuff happens, and you have more options to do stuff.
are
But
you playing it solo?
I'm playing it with I'm playing it on stream, and then and people who are watching can join in. So I've been playing with viewers.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's a lot of fun
that
to do.
seems like the way to go. I heard some people playing it on their own as well, but from what I've seen, yeah, it's still, to me it seems like this would the best experience you'll always have playing co-op.
No, I think this. I think it's a very fun game to play by yourself, but I feel that the Monster Hunter series has been very focused on multiplayer, and yeah, it's just because there's not a lot of story to it. I think it's more easy. It's easier to kind of make your own stories, I suppose, in multiplayer. Like, oh, this happened when we were playing together. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, that's awesome, kind of thing.
Yeah, that seems, it all seems pretty cool, but to me it's not enough to really draw me in yet. I don't know, I like sort of having a narrative structure and not just have everything be for the loot. I know, of course, that there is progression through the game where you go to new levels and face off against increasingly stronger monsters.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I'm not really feeling it yet. Perhaps also because I've never really persevered with any of the Monster Hunter games that I tried. We played a little bit of Try together for like 30 minutes. I tried the demo of Double Cross on the Switch, which to me struck me as more of the same. Yeah, and this one, it's still Monster Hunter, needless to say.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound yet as if you're super excited about it.
I'm pretty excited. I just haven't played that much yet because I am playing it on stream, so I have to make time for it and kind of set it up. I want to play more, but I kind of want to save myself for the streams, if that makes sense.
I don't know if you're just playing it with if you have other people jump in, then why not play it by yourself as well if you enjoy it.
Yeah, maybe I should.
It's not a story-driven game, so people aren't really missing out, are they?
No, I guess not. But seeing bigger monsters for the first time, I guess people enjoy seeing that as well. So
people want to hear you scream in the camera.
Oh my god! Yeah.
So big! Oh my god! No, like and subscribe.
Something like that, yeah. Sounds about right. That's how my streams usually go. Yeah.
I think I got it.
So yeah, no, I think I want to say you should get it, but it is, like you said, still a Monster Hunter game. So if you haven't liked Monster Hunter in the past, I think this is a great game to give it another try. But if you don't like the very basic structure of Monster Hunter, which is leveling up the game essentially, then if you don't like that style of gameplay or game, then maybe Monster Hunter on the whole is not really for you. But if there's just that kernel of doubt, maybe give it a try.
I think I'll give it a try once it's discounted.
Oh,
when it's half price, that seems like a safe place to jump in for me.
Let's do it. On some monsters.
Speaking of stepping in, somebody's stepping down.
Oh.
That special somebody being Mr. Kaz Hirai from Sony.
Yes.
After his long tenure, or is not, actually wasn't that long. How long has he been CEO for? In any case, he's been with Sony for a long time. I think he really stepped into the spotlight around the PlayStation 3 era. He's been Sony's CEO starting from April 2012, and he announced on Friday that he is now stepping down and will have someone else take his role, and presumably Kaz will take on new challenges. But
maybe work for
his
Nintendo.
His Twitter account will live on. So that's a real important news here.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's stepping down, because he was even when he wasn't a CEO, I believe he's always been kind of a big person within the company, going back many years.
Yeah, especially in the games division, and he's really helped turn the ship around. Since he became CEO, when Sony was still struggling with their TVs and their phones, and now you have a PS4 business that is doing very, very well. What are we at now? 75 million?
Yeah,
shipped worldwide, and was announced the other day.
Yes, they are closing in on. I have an article here that says that Sony is closing in with the PS4 on the 83.8 million lifetime sales of the PS3. They're currently at 76.5 million consoles. So that's very close.
Pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Kaz is quitting while he's ahead, and he has done a lot for the company and for PlayStation. So salutations to him.
Yeah, I don't think.
I wonder where he's going next.
Yeah, I don't think that has
like
been
you said.
announced. So it's it'll be interesting to see what if he'll stay in the video game industry, or if he'll go in a completely different direction, or maybe just retire. Who knows?
But speaking of going into new directions,
yes,
there's a Mario movie coming.
Oh God.
And it's made by the people behind the Minions movies.
Yeah,
I have never seen a Minions movie.
That's what I'm worried about.
But Nintendo was going in hard on all fronts. I don't know. Did you when you came back to Japan? Because I took a plane the other day.
Yeah,
as you do. And when I came back to Kansai International Airport in Osaka, they had some Mario advertisements in the past.
I think I saw you tweet about
really
that.
But it's gotten bigger. Like Mario is now welcoming you back to Japan. And there was also a Switch booth in the main lobby of the airport.
I think I might have seen those.
Is that the same at the Tokyo airport?
Yeah, I flew in back into Haneda. Yeah, Haneda. I didn't see it in Haneda.
Okay.
On the way in, I do believe I saw some Switch consoles somewhere. Don't remember if it was Haneda or Narita, because I also flew through Narita when we went to the States. Might have been in Narita.
But in any case, Nintendo is riding a wave of success. And, I'm sure. I don't know the Minions movies. I've never seen a Minions movie. I don't think it'll be geared towards us.
No.
But I think they have at least in Japan, they have a big following.
Yes.
People love their Minions. So that seems like it seems like a solid choice.
I suppose there's
a movie
good
with
and
mass appeal.
I think there's some good in this announcement. The good side is that it's an animated movie, which means that Mario is going to look like Mario.
That's also kind of the bad side, isn't it?
But it's also.
Wouldn't you have liked a remake?
Just a soft reboot of the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, just if Bowser be played by a human again. That's
all. Unfortunately,
from this movie.
Two of the main cast have passed away of that movie. Otherwise, a reunion would have been great, but no such luck. Yeah, I'm really wondering if they'll go in the direction where Mario talks, because he has said like stuff like
Charles Martinet is getting a payday.
Yeah. No, but he's never really talked before. So I wonder.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's just that or Mario Kart. That's about the extent. So I'm really wondering if they're gonna go all in on that. Plus, it's the it's the Minions
Mario and Luigi talk.
It's the Minions guys, and we had the Minions of the video game industry, the Rabbids, crossover with Mario last year. So who knows? I would not be surprised.
Probably a lot of visual comedy.
Yes,
and I don't know if they keep Mario's voice, they can keep him sort of in line with the video games. I hope Charles Martinet. It might be a nice job for him.
Yeah,
he finally gets to say more than 10 words.
It's an interesting. It's really an interesting time for Nintendo because there was a period like in the 90s where they were kind of interested in doing movies, and then that completely went away. And now they've got the Detective Pikachu movie, which has, I believe Ryan Reynolds is going to do the voice of Pikachu.
Yeah, he's gonna give him a gruff voice, right?
I think so.
I think that's a pretty interesting creative choice, though.
Yeah, a couple of other, I don't remember who it was. I think, no, Idris Elba was also considered for the role of Pikachu, I believe. There were a couple of other big name actors recently announced.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Don't remember who it was.
Just go Samuel L. Jackson then.
That would be amazing. Samuel L. Jackson as Pikachu. I would pay money to see that.
Motherfucking Charizard.
Yeah, but yeah, so I've
got had the two it with these motherfucking Ekans.
It's very interesting to see Nintendo being so well un-Nintendo like.
You didn't like my Ekans on a plane reference?
I missed it, but now that you have said it, I do like it.
Please clap. So, speaking of Nintendo, what did you think about... we missed a boat on this one completely, but what did you think about Labo? Labo?
Yeah.
Labo.
I think when I saw it, I was a little bit... well, not... confused, maybe? Because I think the idea is pretty great. I really like the idea of... and I understand that it's not for you and me per se, but for kids. And the idea of having more interactive stuff for kids that kids can build themselves and play with. I really like that. I think that's a great idea. But then the question is, it's cardboard. How expensive is it going to be?
We know this already, actually.
Okay.
I think there were two prices. Because they announced 2 packs. They have the robot pack, and they have the piano pack. And the piano pack includes pretty much everything you saw in the video, apart from the robot suit. And I think both packs are around $60 to $80. Because it also includes software.
Yeah, and I get that the software cranks up the price a bit, but it does feel expensive for cardboard. Because cardboard is gonna break. It's gonna last a while, but especially since this is a product for kids, it is gonna break.
It's supposedly very sturdy from the previews that I read.
Sure, but it's made with the idea that in the past there have always been lots of what do you call, not prosthetics? What do you call them?
I don't know. I'm gonna let you figure it out.
I can't think of the word. All those, especially during the Wii.
I love my Lego prosthetics back in the
day. Where you would like click the Wiimote into a plastic steering wheel, for example. Sorry?
Peripherals?
Peripherals. There we go. I couldn't think of the word for some reason.
My Wii prosthetics.
Yeah. The
Wii leg. Oh, you got a Wii leg.
You got a Wii leg, laddie. The back in the day, we used to have a lot of those. And they are just like in an attic somewhere collecting dust, these plastic things. And the good thing about Labo is when you're done with it, you can throw it away. Is one of the that's one what kind of these sense that I got from this announcement that it's more yes, you can use it as long as you like, but then once you're done with it, you can throw it away. It won't take up space because it's cardboard. It's easier to get rid of. That's what I read into it.
I don't think it's just that. I think they what they tried to figure out is like how to make actual devices, but make them as cheaply as possible.
Sure.
And I think I don't know. It strikes me as a really. I would have never thought of this.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody but Nintendo would have. And yeah, it's definitely not aimed at us.
No. Although
I think
I do really see the appeal. I think the
oh yeah, definitely.
I think I would have a great time with it. But I think for us the software is also maybe a little bit more important, and this I mean even for kids, like, it's important that a game is good. But I think that if you have the whole contraption where you're a robot and you can smash stuff, that a kid is maybe going to have more fun with it, even if the software itself isn't like a 10 out of 10 game. They're probably going to enjoy themselves more with it than you or I might with a repetitive game, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's for younger children, and it's for moms or dads who want to make this with their children. And I think then you'll have a great time. But nah, it's not for us. But yeah, it's I think it's a really interesting idea. And how do you think it's do you think it's gonna do well for them?
I hope so. I think I really hope that
taking off.
This kind of creative stuff and taking some risks. I always hope that it pays off, because it'll mean them being more creative and taking risks in the future in other fields as well. Yeah,
I mean they're not going anywhere when it comes to the games department. I'm sure that'll always be around. So I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, having them try new stuff that's way out there. Yeah, I look forward to see what they come up with, even though it's not necessarily for me, because there's enough stuff on the system that is for me. So
yeah,
and this I don't know. I think the price of entry is relatively high.
Yeah, I feel that
a young child is not going to be able to afford this by him or herself. But yeah, if they have their parents buy it, I'm sure kids will be super into this.
Yeah. Yeah, if you consider the fact that you can get a 2DS for, what is it, like $99 now? Roundabout?
Mm-hmm.
And you said $80 for one of those sets?
I think so.
Yeah, that is, it's pretty pricey.
It's pretty pricey, but they already have the Switch, presumably.
Yeah.
So they have games that they can play on it. So I don't think the 2DS will really factor into that equation.
No, I'm just drawing a comparison for price sake.
And but initial impressions seem to be very positive.
Yeah.
And the buzz around Nintendo so far, since the release of the Switch, has been very positive. So if they keep riding this wave, yeah, I see this being another hit for them.
Yeah. Go Nintendo.
Yeah.
Who would have
Speaking of
thought?
hits,
yeah,
the hits keep coming. Don't you interrupt me, please.
I won't.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh,
It's here. It's upon us. Is it? Wait, what day is it? It's upon us tomorrow.
tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
At the time of recording tomorrow.
Is your wife frothing at the mouth?
She is, yes. She has been posting, she has pre-purchased it. So there's a countdown timer on our PS4 home screen. And she has been posting pictures of it on Twitter.
Of the countdown timer?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She is beyond excited for this. And I'm pretty excited as well. I've never, we talked about this before, I've never played it, so this will be my first time giving it a go.
It's a good game.
So I've been told.
It's a fine game.
I will experience it.
Yeah, I played it relatively late in the PS2's life cycle. I enjoyed it a lot. From what I've seen of the previews, Digital Foundry did an analysis. I think it looks great. There's a subset of people who think that it lost some of its charm in the whole transition, because they really gave it a big makeover.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think it looks beautiful.
From what I understand, I read one. I don't remember which website it was, but I read one preview, I think it was, that was talking about how it looks very nice, but the controls have not been updated and feel very archaic and outdated.
Really, because I thought that it actually did change controls.
Yeah, it said that you can roll with one button instead of two buttons now, but other than that it was pretty still a missed opportunity. But again, I've never played the game, so I don't know.
It's reviewing very, very well, which is to be expected. But it's really doing well. It's above a 90, I think, on Metacritic. So
well,
seems to be a decent game.
Seems to be all right.
Yeah. Hey.
Have
you, in your absence, in both of our absences, I suppose, have we been playing anything? I know you have.
Yes. I picked up the other hot new game while I was in the States, Dragonball Fighter Z. And I've been playing a bit of that. And it's a lot of fun.
Were you able to get online?
I haven't played online yet, although I did... while I was in America, I did play the beta, and I did play that one online, but it was very buggy in the sense that I kept being kicked out of the servers.
Yeah, that's carried over into the retail version.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to do the story mode first, so but you get put into an online lobby straight away. I haven't had much issue there. So you access like the story mode or training mode or even offline 2-player mode. You access that through an online lobby.
Yeah.
And yeah, so far I've not had trouble with that, but again, I haven't played online yet.
Yeah, because that is exactly what people are having trouble with. Like even though they don't even necessarily want to play online, but they're in this online lobby. People keep getting kicked out of it.
Okay, yeah, so I don't have that problem. It could be that it's just that it's a certain server. Because it's
no, I think it's across the board.
Okay,
actually, there's a lot of complaints about this. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know if it's fixed already. This was a couple days ago, so I'm sure they're I'm sure they're doing their best to fix it.
Yeah,
in order not to have the image ruined.
Well, for me, so far so good.
Nice.
And it looks absolutely beautiful. And while the story mode itself is pretty great, but the difficulty is very low, even for a fighting game noob like me. So they made a completely new story for the game, which is really nice, but then it feels kind of boring because all the fights are really easy. But still, fight.
Are there no No higher difficulty settings?
I think you have to unlock them by clearing the story mode first.
Okay.
So, but still, the animations are really gorgeous, and it's a lot of fun to play and pull off big moves. So, it's a lot of fun. That's my official review so far. Fun.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Great.
Out of 10.
Great.
Yes.
Beautiful.
How about you?
I have been making my way through 2 games, being Golf Story and Xenoblade. Golf Story, I think I'm closing in on the end on both of them.
Okay.
Golf Story, where am I now? I'm now in the snowy area.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think that would give you.
It's been a bit since I played it, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I did I did Tidy Parks. I did the sort of the graveyard section.
Yeah,
if you want to call it that. Now I'm in the snow section, in the snow world.
Yeah, I think that's one
really
of the
nice
last
little
ones.
game. Yeah, and I think it's good that that's one of the last ones because I really like it. It's really charming. It's really cute. But I'm kind of done with it. I think the gameplay is fine. But I think I've kind of had my fill. Did you feel that way at all, or?
Yeah, I felt it was exactly the right length. And I am looking forward to a sequel, if that's coming, and diving back in. But I felt that it was charming and varied enough to enjoy me, to entertain me to the end. Jeez, talking is hard today.
It's really nice. But did you encounter any bugs, by the way? Because
yeah, I did have.
They're kind of beating me over the head with it.
Bunch of bugs. Yeah.
I had one time I had a hard crash where I actually had to reboot the game.
Yeah, I believe I had a couple of those. It's a very buggy game, but if you manage to get through that, then it's a lovely game.
It is. I'll probably finish it this week, and I might be even closer to the end in Xenoblade because I'm now in the final chapter.
Ooh.
No spoilers, obviously. This game is long as hell. I am now. My Switch tells me, because I can't rely on the in-game clock, which for some reason keeps counting, even if it's in sleep mode. I don't know how it works, but my Switch tells me that I'm now more than 70 hours in.
Okay.
So I think now would be a good time to for the game to end. But having said that, I'm still enjoying the gameplay. Quite a bit, actually. The story is still very charming. Characters are charming. It's just a really nice RPG. And I read the other day there was an interview with the director, Takahashi, and he actually mentioned that they made this game with a team of about 40 people because a lot of the regular Monolith staff was assisting on Breath of the Wild. So a lot of the tech guys apparently were working on Breath of the Wild. So they had to crank this one out with 40 people. And yeah, looking at it from that perspective, this is even more impressive because it is a really solid game.
40 people. That is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I have to say though that I think from a visual perspective, I think this is, considering the time that the game came out, I think this is the least impressed I've been with a Xenoblade title. The original one,
even when you're playing docked on your new beautiful screen.
Yeah, because there's some nice looking areas with a lot of green and just I don't know, fantasy nature settings that look really nice. But I feel like there were a lot more of those in the previous games. And I'm now also there's a lot of just grayish areas or industrial areas that just don't really look. I think there's a way that you can make those areas look interesting. If you have a good enough art style, but it's not really. Some of those areas don't really work for me.
Okay.
So that
you're saying that the game has a shitty art style.
Not necessarily, but it's a little uninspired.
Okay.
From time to time. I think especially the overworld was more consistently beautiful in the past 2 entries.
Okay. But story-wise, you are happy, satisfied so far?
Yeah, I'm a happy hippo. We keep saying it every time. I keep saying it every time. It's full anime. It's the power of friendship. But I kind of like it.
Sometimes you just gotta embrace it.
Yeah, and it's well told, and the characters are really fun, and they all interact with each other. You have these Kizuna talks, so bonding conversations between not just between the main characters, but also between their blades. And so the main cast is really fleshed out, and that is definitely something that was missing from Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. And it's a really fun cast of characters, regardless of their design. So I'm really happy with this game, and I'm really looking forward to the conclusion, because it's been ramping up for a while now, and there's a lot of drama. It's good. You should play more of it.
I should.
There's 70 more hours waiting for you.
Oh God. I'll do my best.
Yeah. I think that's all.
Well, bye
for us this week. See ya. I think. Are we gonna do this again next week?
What do you mean? Are you quitting on me now?
Yeah, I was thinking of leaving you hanging for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, how you like it?
I see. It was only 2, I think. But
hey, you can find us on Twitter.
Yes.
At GameHoneyGame. You can also send us an email. game.honeys@gmail.com. That's the address. You can find me at KumaGumaPolar. You can find Panda where?
At Tayo Inc. on the Twitter.
You sure can.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in again this week. Sorry for not providing you with our usual ramblings for so long. We hope you'll forgive us.
Please. Onegaishimasu.
We will beg. We will crawl. You may humiliate us as you see fit. We love our hate mail. Please send more.
To at grizzly_BE on
That's
Twitter.
the address.
That's the address on Twitter.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.